No one can fail who seeks to reach the truth. What's good, fam? We made it to lesson 131 of A Course in Miracles. Today's study period is going to be very enlightening because me and you are in the presence of truth right now, and we have succeeded. Me and you have sought out to find truth, and we found it, and we are here right now. And the only reason why we can find this is because it exists. Whenever anyone looks for anything other than truth, or they look for love or happiness or anything that they think that they want outside of themselves, they're not going to find it there. And it's only whenever they look within that they will find what they're looking for, what they're really looking for. And me and you have found that today. Now, let's make sure we pay very close attention today. Let's stay focused for the time that we have together on what is in front of us and be enlightened as a result of doing so. And if we are already there, then let's go ahead and perpetuate this state of mind so that way it becomes something that we are anchored in, like we always discuss. So go ahead and pull out the page. And if you don't got the book yet, the PDF is in the description. Let's go ahead and begin. Lesson 131. No one can fail who seeks to reach the truth. Failure is all about you while you seek for goals that cannot be achieved. You look for permanence in the impermanent, for love where there is none, for safety in the midst of danger, immortality within the darkness of the dream of death. Who could succeed where contradiction is the setting of his searching, and the place to which he comes to find stability? Goals that are meaningless are not attained. There is no way to reach them, for the means by which you strive for them are as meaningless as they are. Who can use such senseless means and hope through them to gain anything? Where can they lead? And what could they achieve that offers any hope of being real? And what could they achieve that offers any hope of them being real? Powerful. Pursuit of the imagined leads to death because it is the search for nothingness. And while you seek for life, you ask for death. You look for safety and security, while in your heart you pray for danger and protection for the little dream you made. Now we're going to pause right here. Everything that's being stated, like always, is something that is going on beneath people's level of awareness, including ours from time to time when we are identified with the ego that we always talk about. Now remember, we've discussed a few days ago that the ego feels like it needs to protect itself, and it does, because being nothing, it needs to continue to perpetuate its existence, because if it doesn't, it will no longer be, no more. Truth, like we discussed, is changeless, unalterable, eternal, and me and you do not need to argue over this fact, although we're not. But with anyone else who is trying to defend their belief system, saying that what we have going on over here is incorrect, this does not need no belief, because this is just how things work. Whenever you come across an individual, and that may be ourselves from time to time, who believe that they need to protect their way of thinking, that just shows you the unsturdy foundation that their belief system lies on, because they believe that they need to uphold it, and it's not really them. Remember, me and you are love and light like God created, which means that whenever we are acting insanely, as this example we're using, then we are not really who we really are. We are simply being the self we think we are, that we made, the self with a little s. Now, same thing with those individuals over there. They believe that they are who they made, and they don't know who they really are, and none of this stuff that we're discussing right now is even passing their minds, meaning the words that are being stated right now may sound a little dramatic, but it's doing that intentionally to let us know that whenever we are in our illusions, this is what's going on, and we're just unaware to see the truth in that moment. Now, again, you look for safety and security, while in your heart you pray for danger and protection for the little dream you made. So anytime we are identified with the ego, we want to protect this tiny little dream we made. For example, whenever someone looks at you and they're judging you, you feel like, and they're talking to you in a way where they're making you feel not good enough, you have to defend, and you get mad and angry and you respond. I'm not saying you, but you could be this person at from time to time, or anybody out there. But whenever you feel like you have to defend yourself, pay close attention, because what's really happening on a deeper level beneath your awareness is the ego, who you think you are, the self-image that you made apart from God, does need to defend itself, meaning you are defending yourself rightfully, but in an insane way. You believing that you are this individual over here, this individual does need to defend itself, because there is no truth behind its foundation, behind its thought system. It is literally nothing, it's based on nothing, and only fear can arise from that thought system. And whenever you are anchored in love, like we are right now, if someone were to come and attack us, and and just to let you know, that can't happen when we are in this love and light, because we are no longer attracting situations that is possible of occurring. Now, we will get into that in a deeper discussion later on, but as we continue for right now, if someone were to come up to you and attack you in any way, shape, or form, and you're anchored in the state of love, you just see what's really going on in this moment, and you see that that individual is simply crying for help. They are crying for love. They don't know that, but you see that for them, because they believe that they're capable of attacking you, who they think is a body. Therefore, they believe that being a body is possible. Therefore, they believe that they are a body. Therefore, they are lost in this world. They think that they are the ego. They think that they are the self that they made apart from God, and they don't even know who they really are, and they don't even know that that individual exists. This whole world is insane, and that's why it's important for me and you to be anchored in the state, so that way we react and respond, would be a better word, accordingly. We respond to our brother's illusions in a way that will help wake them up from their dream, because whenever an individual sees another individual like ourselves at peace, it signals, whether they're aware of it or not, this may be happening subconsciously, but it's signaling to that individual, if they're capable of holding that peace and being anchored in love and light like they are right now, then that must mean that it's possible for me as well, because they're just like me. Now, they may not be thinking those thoughts, but something within them, deep within, is aware of that fact, and that causes that individual to only respect you in the way that you have put off. Individuals will treat me and you the way we put off into the world. Me and you will be respected as we put off into the world, because we are all co-creating here. So it's important to understand that me and you are not alone in the effects of our seeing. Meaning if me and you see ourselves as not enough, and capable of being harmed and needing to protect ourselves, and all the illusions that we talk about all the time being of the ego, if we see ourselves as that individual, we see ourselves as these bodies, we are going to walk, talk, act, think, speak, and feel from that belief system, and others are going to respond from us in that way. And we have a large role in the way people respond to us. Now, whenever me and you are anchored in the state of enlightenment, and we walk, talk, act, think, speak, and feel from the state of enlightenment that we are currently in, then people will react and respond to us in this way as well. Now, keep in mind that although you are the creator of your existence and everything in it, that individual over there as well is also creating their world. So in that moment when their eyes are focused upon you and you guys are in each other's presence, you guys are both co-creating together. Therefore, of course, people could be insane in this world, and they could react to you in a way that they are perceiving you rather than you actually are. Meaning, although you're in the state of enlightenment, somebody could react and respond to you like you're a body, because you're triggering them, because you're such a clear mirror. You're reflecting back to them something that is foreign to them, i.e. the ego. You are reflecting back a thought system that is very hurting to their thought system, because the ego is afraid of love, of true love, of genuine love. So whenever someone comes across you and they react and respond to you in a way that pushes their buttons, just know that you are triggering them, and that's their work, and that is the illusion that they are in that moment. And for the best benefit of all parties, go separate ways, because someone in the illusion and who is defensive of somebody who is awake is not going to be able to hear what you have to say, meaning no matter how much we would like to help individuals who are in the dream and they're asleep, it's best to just lead by the clarity of your example, because if we were to say any words, they wouldn't be able to hear it anyways, meaning of course their ears are going to pick up the sounds and the words that your voice is vibrating, but they are not going to be able to interpret the words and the intention behind what you're saying, because it's too large of a jump. So that's why me and you here in our conversations discuss about having discernment. You have to kind of be able to discern where someone is in relationship to this information, and that will let you know where you're at as well. It will help you stay in your right state of mind, and you will be receptive on where to go, what to say, and to whom. And whenever we act from this state of enlightenment, everything will always work out perfectly. And when we act in an insane way, everything's always working out perfectly too. It can never not work out perfectly, but we just can't perceive that. Therefore, we're gonna actually believe that it didn't work out perfectly. And it's pretty interesting, don't you think? Now, let's go ahead and continue. Yet searching is inevitable here. For this you came, and you will surely do the thing you came for. But the world cannot dictate the goal for which you search, unless you give it power to do so. Otherwise, you still are free to choose a goal that lies beyond the world and every worldly thought, and one that comes to you from an idea relinquished yet remembered, old yet new, an echo of a heritage forgot, yet holding everything you really want. Me and you cannot forget our will. It is an undeletable file in the mind of God where me and you abide. So although me and you have temporarily forgot who we are, we can never ever deviate far enough to where we are incapable of returning, where we are unable to remember. That would be impossible, because that is not God's will, that is not your will, and what is not God's will is not done, and what is God's will is already done and accomplished here and now. Although some people can't perceive that, it is done, and you can never do anything that can change that. So we are all here, and right now in this moment we are remembering. Sometimes we could fall back asleep, and it's important because I could feel that me and you have been falling asleep less and less. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm sure that in your daily life, as me and you go our separate ways, you have been more aware. This information has been on your mind more often than not now, and you have been aware, you have been woke. You know whenever you are not at peace, and you do something about it to get back into your right mind. So I just want to say congratulations. Me and you have made it a very far way. We're on lesson 131, and I remember whenever we first began, lesson 1 seemed like, whoa, lesson 131, but we're here now, and it has been paying off. So I just wanted to say congratulations to the both of us. Be glad that search you must. Be glad as well to learn you search for heaven and must find the goal you really want. No one can fail to want this goal and reach it in the end. God's Son, i.e., me and you, cannot seek vainly, though he try to force delay, deceive himself, and think that it is hell he seeks. When he is wrong, he finds correction. When he wanders off, he is led back to his appointed task. No one remains in hell, for no one can abandon his Creator, nor affect his perfect, timeless, and unchanging love. You will find heaven, everything you seek, but this will fall away. Yet, not because it has been taken from you, it will go because you do not want it. You will reach the goal you really want as certainly as God created you in sinlessness. Why wait for heaven? It is here today, now, in this instant, always. Whenever we're not experiencing what we're experiencing right now, we're the only ones who have deviated. This moment is always here. And because we can't experience the now, this nanosecond, and continuously experience each nanosecond, that must mean that our minds are preoccupied with the past. So you got to be aware of that too, because I catch myself in conversations with people from time to time, and they're speaking, and I'm thinking about what I'm going to say next based off of what they said 2 seconds ago. And that right there may not seem like a big deal, but in that moment, my mind is preoccupied with the past, and only fear comes from there, because now I am uncertain, unsure what I'm going to say, how I'm going to respond, and I'm in my own illusion thoughts. But whenever I return back to what they're saying presently in this instant, then I can be guided and be receptive to what to say next without trying, without effort. Time is the great illusion. It is past. Time is the great illusion. It is past or in the future. Yet this cannot be if it is where God wills his Son to be. How could the will of God be in the past or yet to happen? What he wills is now. Without a past and wholly futureless, it is as far removed from time as is a tiny candle from a distant star, or what you chose from what you really want. I'm going to read that one more time. That's powerful. It is as far removed from time as is a tiny candle from a distant star, or what you chose from what you really want. There is really no distance. Me and you are here in this world where time and space and distance and here, there, left, right, up, down, them, me seem valuable. But whenever we transcend that world of duality, which we are capable of doing, and which me and you have been learning to do for the past 131 days, then you understand that you are one with all aspects of creation. And although in this world, this very consistent illusion that me, you, and the entire world have agreed upon, me and you have broken free from the laws of the world. The laws. Remember, me and you are under no laws but God's, which are what we are discussing right now. We are free. We are limitless for now and forever. And it's only whenever we abide by the laws of this world that we impose those bars on ourselves, and we impose those limitations, and therefore imprison the Son of God, which is me and you. So let's be glad that we are here today in each other's presence, undoing all those unnecessary bars that we have put on ourselves. Heaven remains your one alternative to this strange world you made, and all its ways, its shifting patterns and uncertain goals, its painful pleasures and its tragic joys. God made no contradictions. What denies its own existence and attacks itself is not of him. He did not make two minds, with heaven as the glad effect of one, and earth the other's sorry outcome, which is heaven's opposite in every way. This is some deep stuff right here. God does not suffer conflict, nor is his creation split in two. How could it be his Son could be in hell when God himself established him in heaven? Could he lose what the eternal will has given him to be his home forever? Let us not try longer to impose an alien will upon God's single purpose. He is here because he wills to be, and what he wills is present now, beyond the reach of time. Remember, somewhere in A Course in Miracles, I'm not sure where in the text, but it states that the closest approximation to eternity that we're going to get in this world is now. So being here in these bodies and being in this video game, if you will, in this play of consciousness that we are in, the closest time that we are going to get to eternity is here and now, being aware here and now. You cannot be in heaven when you are in the past or in the future. Now, you could think about the past or the future, but whenever you're aware you're doing it now, you still abide where you really are. You can still think about the past and the future, but you have to do it now and be aware you're doing it now. You have to say, you know what, I'm going to consciously think about the past right now for whatever reason, or I'm going to deliberately think about the future right now and begin to plan, but I'm going to make sure to do it from this moment, from this now, based off of the love that is here right now, and I won't fall asleep. Because what happens is sometimes me and you, not sometimes, but most of the time, me and you think about the past or what is yet to come, and we fall asleep over there. We fall asleep in the past or the future where we think that we are, and we forget that right now is our only time where we can be saved. So we have to remember that. And the only thing me and you need to be saved from is being where we are not, is being in our illusions. It's like a little child wandering off from their parent and they're lost and they don't know where their parent is. And the only thing that's going to save that child, if you will, is being with their parent. And when they're with their parent, there's nothing they need to be saved from. Now, same thing with me and you. Whenever we are with God, whenever we are with who we really are as God created us, we are in our right minds and there is nothing to be saved from, because God created us in heaven where there is nothing to be saved from, where there is nothing that can harm you, who is invulnerable to anything. Now, whenever we are not feeling that, we have deviated and wandered off, and it's our job to go back and return to where God would have us be, because we have free will. God's not going to go grab us and force us back, because that would be a violation of the free will that he has given us. And God cannot oppose his own thought system, his own will. And doing something to get you and bring you back to where you belong would be a violation of that, which means that it's our job, it's our willingness and determination that is necessary in times when we fall asleep to wake back up, because no one's going to do it for us. Now, you can ask for help from God or from the Holy Spirit or whatever it is that you would like to call who you really are. You can ask for help, and whenever you make it known that, hey, I know I'm not in my right mind right now and I need some guidance back to getting in my right mind, then can you have a clear mind and be led to the way back and get that guidance. But you have to ask for the help. You can't not ask, because if you don't ask, it is not given. And when you ask, it is always given. God does not suffer conflict, nor his creation split in two. Could he lose what the eternal will has given him to be his home forever? Today, we will not choose a paradox in place of truth. How could the Son of God make time to take away the will of God? He thus denies himself and contradicts what has no opposite. He thinks he made a hell opposing heaven and believes that he abides in what does not exist, while heaven is the place he cannot find. Leave foolish thoughts like these behind today and turn your mind to true ideas instead. No one can fail who seeks to reach the truth, and it is the truth we seek to reach today. We will devote 10 minutes to this goal 3 times today, and we will ask to see the rising of the real world to replace the foolish images that we hold dear, with true ideas arising in the place of thoughts that have no meaning, no effect, and neither source nor substance in the truth. Wow, beautifully said. This we acknowledge as we start upon our practice periods. Begin with this. I ask to see a different world and think a different kind of thought from those I made. The world I seek I did not make alone. The thoughts I want to think are not my own. For several minutes, watch your mind and see, although your eyes are closed, the senseless world you think is real. Reveal the thoughts as well which are compatible with such a world and which you think are true. Then let them go and sink below them to the holy place where they can enter not. There is a door beneath them in your mind which you could not completely lock to hide what lies beyond. Seek for that door and find it, but before you try to open it, remind yourself no one can fail who seeks to reach the truth. And it is this request you make today. Nothing but this has any meaning now. No other goal is valued now nor sought. Nothing before this door you really want, and only what lies past it do you seek. Put out your hand and seek how easily the door swings open with your one intent to go beyond it. Angels light the way so that all darkness vanishes, and you are standing in a light so bright and clear that you can understand all things you see. A tiny moment of surprise, perhaps, will make you pause before you realize the world you see before you in the light reflects the truth you knew and did not quite forget in wandering away in dreams. You cannot fail today. There walks with you the Spirit heaven sent you, that you might approach this door someday and, through his aid, slip effortlessly past it to the light. Today, that day has come. Today, God keeps his ancient promise to his Holy Son, as does his Son remember his to him. This is a day of gladness, for we come to the appointed time and place where you will find the goal of all your searching here and all the seeking of the world, which end together as you pass beyond the door. Remember often that today should be a time of special gladness, and refrain from dismal thoughts and meaningless laments. Salvation's time has come. Today is set by heaven itself to be a time of grace for you and for the world. If you forget this happy fact, remind yourself with this. Today, I seek and find all that I want. My single purpose offers it to me. No one can fail who seeks to reach the truth. And that is the end of lesson 131 of A Course in Miracles. We are going to conclude right there, and we are going to add that tool that we just got. We actually got 2 tools today. We're going to put those in our tool belt, our toolbox. We're going to have those in times of when we need them. Right now, we do not need them because right now we are in our right minds. We have remembered what it is that we forgot. Now, whenever we fall asleep is the time we need these. And I'm sure you know this by now, but just to make it clear, what falling asleep means is whenever you are in worry, doubt, fear, anger, depression, jealousy, envy, anything that stems from fear, you are asleep because that is not where you want to be. You have wandered off, and these tools are here to help hold our hand and guide us back to this state of mind whenever we lose track of who we really are. So that is it. Let's go ahead and practice this all day, and we will meet here again tomorrow for lesson 132 of A Course in Miracles.